Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Creeper World 4. That is right, we are back heading into the colony section for another PAC map. It is actually a ButtrPAC map. We are heading into ButtrCat's section. I am on the author of ButtrCat, and ButtrCat has commented on some of my videos in the past, so I'm definitely doing a shout out to ButtrCat and gonna check out his ButtrPAC. I chose this one because I really like the description. Yes, smiley face. I am a fan of that. And yeah, let's give it a go. I have beaten it, and I recorded it, and it was lost in the great recording event of the past, unfortunately. So, we're going to do this yet again. First time officially being recorded and uploaded, hopefully. I don't want to... I'm not saying I don't enjoy this map for a third time, but I'm happy with two. I lost a couple of videos, so I'm trying to re-record them. As we can see, we are on this long stretch of land. This is all anti-creeper over here. This is all anti-creeper over here. Definitely an interesting perspective. And we will also hide these paths. That's right, hiding the paths. They are gone. We start off with 1 power, but there's also 4 more laying around. So 5 start, pretty nice, pretty nice. And one thing to note, this is a highly destructible map. I have come to find out, which is very, very cool. So all of these connectors, the actual plateaus are not destructible, but all the connectors with all of these mortars on them are destructible. So we can see a whole lot of destruction, whole lot of destruction, whole lot of destruction. And that will also free the anti-creep. Same thing over here. We'll destroy this, free the anti-creep. Oh my, it's gonna hurt just a little bit. And yeah, this is the map. As we can see, we have our factory set up over here. We have our urn set up over here. Redon, not the highest rate of Redon growth. As you can see, they're about 5. Except over here. This basically, I guess, exists to sort of supercharge the Redon in the beginning, but look at that. I mean, look at that. We're going to take that over pretty quickly as we start right here. So this won't be a huge problem in the long term, but it's kind of neat to see that it's like little babby Redons and then the monster ones. So we don't want them to hold the monster ones, of course. They have a power section over here, and the base is over here, but it's hard to see because of the Soylent, but I believe all of this is creep absorber. Good and bad, of course, but it will absorb the creep, so it's not as easy to just spore in and things like that, but we're going to see what we can do. See how it goes. Starting wise, let's give a look-see. Again, they have some power over here. I mean, this tiny amount of power is not going to affect them when they have all of this over here. It's more for us to get a couple of urns over here, which is very nice. We have these 3 little outcroppings of things, but they're all covered by Creeper Breeder, which is fantastic. So once we get to them, we essentially can take them relatively easily. And then the actual map begins, and the actual map being the trudge down the path. So let's see how it goes. Of course, there are super missiles pretty much everywhere, and that is a problem, obviously. Super missile, super missile, super missile, super missile. Snipers everywhere as well. Super missile, super missile, super missile. So many super missiles. Not a double super missile. Like, come on. Come on. No one likes that many super missiles. But that's okay. That's okay. We will try and do some spores. I want to try that. I did not last time. But I think it would be kind of fun to try and melt some land with spores, if possible. So that's going to be a bit rough. Other than that, let's get going. So we do have Mesh Crimsonation, we do have a Lure in the special section, and we have our standard array with an egg gen and a field gen. So that is quite nice as well. You can also see snipers posted basically everywhere. So again, it is a well-protected map. There really isn't too much in the way of lacking things. The launchers are not neutered entirely, but they are not exactly in the best place. So we're definitely starting off, though, with 2 launchers. We do want them to be at locations right there and right there. And, of course, we're going to want them to be blobs. Blobby boys. So now we have our 2 blobs going straight for power. And who doesn't like power? I mean, of course, right there, I like power. We are going to toss down some emitters so we can get some land, and we're even going to start off with a field gen. Field gen's pushing into destructible terrain, destroys it so much faster, but I also just want to get straight up here. We might actually be able to destroy this with just the field gen, and we might not need the other launcher, but last time I did not start with the field gen, and I feel like starting with the field gen might be a better way to do things. So yeah, right off the bat, already destroying it. Don't even need this launcher going over there. We're going to send it over to, say, that over there. Why not? This should take out this, which is great. And you can see we've already destroyed the terrain. Field gen, you done great work. Big fan. So we're going to get rid of you. I'm actually going to pause it as I get rid of you because I want to toss an emitter up top, and I don't want that to fade because I was too slow. Fantastic. We got an emitter all the way up top already. The blobs now should be coming out. This will just melt naturally, and this blob will help us too. Oh, I didn't even need to... I forgot. I already gained a power. Come on, blobs. What are you doing? There we go. Look at those blobs. They're doing the best. And we can even toss down another field gen on this side, right there, and try and get some creep up there, which will be fantastic. This is just pushing in naturally. It's crimsonated from somewhere up top here. There's crimson ground. And this realistically should just take this naturally. Totems are oh, we got it. We did it, everybody. Look at this. Look at that explosion. Oh, it's so beautiful. We have activated the totems. That's right. We did it. No one else. Don't let anyone say otherwise. We did this. This was us. So with that in mind, now we need something, say a field gen over here. Perfectly fine, but yeah, I do find it hilarious. As you can see, look at that. The creep just got onto that little breeder. Didn't do that much yet. It will in the future, so that is fine. We are taking the top over here. I'm going to get rid of these because we no longer need them, and we're going to do a little spin because we do want to do that. Okay, this field gen did its work quite nicely as well, and now we can start working on the other areas. So, what do we need? We need some emission because we're field genning into some bad things. Look at this, see? We hit it, boom, got basically everything because it was on that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we're going to do the same for the other two, of course. We're going to toss down a field gen, push on in, and realistically, that's really all we need to do. Again, once it kind of hits the breeder, it sort of just takes over. Like right here, it's going to hit the breeder. Let's just watch it for a second. We're not rushing. We're not trying to super beat. But see, look, it just touched it, and boom. Up it goes. We just took out another section. Over here, we're just flowing naturally. We'll take out the red-on very, very soon, which is nice. And there we have it. We have taken pretty much all the lands. I would like for this to completely be taken, but it'll be taken soon enough. So let us now essentially officially start the map. Do we need these back here? No. But what I am going to do, one thing I did notice, and I'll do this with transparent creep real quick. So see how this area right here, this is where we destroyed the terrain. Now mesh cannot travel up here. So if we want creep from back here to go forward via mesh, we would have to mesh up the side of this. So I don't know if that's beneficial to us, but I'm going to do a tiny bit. So I'm just going to do, say, of course, I'm going to do a little bit of a chain and just have it go over and around. Of course, we do need to come down properly, and there we go. So this will just be a little mesh train from all the way from the back of the map. We're going to bring it to the front. Of course, we're going to do the front line system where we basically make mesh as a front line defense. We don't want mesh anywhere else for the most part, and this, again, will be our front line defense. Now, where do we go from here? So we have some options, right? We have this side, which obviously has some bad news on it. We have this side, which has some more bad news on it. We have straight through the center, right? Which honestly is a little disrupted because of the shield system. So the shields are going to be a slight problem with that. We no longer need that field gen as well. And we'll also rethink where we're putting pretty much all of our emitters. We are going to toss down some emitters. So let's start with some emitters. Obviously, we will need some emitters on the mesh. So fantastic. Emitters on mesh. Emitters on mesh. We'll toss one over here as well, just to sort of help control the red-on supply. That will be pretty good. We'll toss one in the center, just to sort of keep the creep on our side. Maybe there, so it's not in the shield, just doesn't have too much of a problem. And so where are we going? Now, planning things out. If we take the left side, for instance, if we try to take, say, just the left block, well, we have to go straight through Anti-Creeper, first of all. Bad news. Not the best. We will get there eventually, but that's gonna hinder us right away, right? That's an immediate pushback. Gonna hurt. Not the end of the world, just gonna hurt. Now, what do we gain from going over here? Going over here, we really don't gain anything. I guess that is some anti-creeper breeder. But the problem is, if we were to travel just along the left side, it is a ton of mortars all shooting down to get to their power. Now, getting to their power, obviously great. But can we do this push effectively with so limited space? Look, we can realistically, maybe we can get something here. You know, very few objects can be placed in this line here. It's actually exceptionally difficult. I actually haven't tried it, but I mean, just looking at it, that's going to be just hell, right? So I don't necessarily want to go up the left side. Now, the center side definitely has a huge amount of pros, right? Once we get to the center, we can sort of break out, spread out, but then I've said this before, surrounded, right? We want to sort of stick to a wall because a wall is a side of protection. So, this box here is very dangerous, right? You can see mortars on all sides. It's essentially a kill box, but it's a kill box that can melt. So if we have the potential to, say, land a spore here, you know, say we can take out this super missile and that super missile. That's sort of my goal right now because I did not really do spores. We can then essentially land some spores here, and one spore will just melt the land. Just melt it all down. It's going to be pretty beautiful. So fingers crossed that that does work. Will that work? I don't know. Because that is, again, not what I did. So, we are starting with this. I don't know how much power I have left over because I did destroy some emitters. I did place some emitters. Let's see what we're doing. We have 7 power. So 7 power. I definitely want to get a few more emitters down because I just want to build up a base of creep that everything will sort of go from, right? We don't have enough on top anymore. Perfectly fine, perfectly fine. I'll put one back here just to start the mesh filling. Again, we just want to fill the mesh as fast as possible, get it on the front lines. As you can see, we're already going up. I'm going to toss a emitter up top just in case this can push in and turn it on, which would be fantastic. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty okay with how things are looking. We still have 3 power to use, so that is actually quite nice. And with that, I am going to do something that I haven't done in a little while, or maybe even ever, technically, on Scrying. But first things first. We're gonna crimsonify this. I mean, who doesn't like some extra crimson, right? I know I am a big fan, and we're gonna keep pushing. Hopefully, turn on the second emitter. We want to get the top sort of situated before we do some shenanigans. So there we go. We're taking the top. We actually gained another power because we have taken some good things. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty okay about how this is looking right now. Again, we'll toss down another emitter or 2. And one thing we can note is there's these 2 snipers over here. These 2 snipers have to go. So that is something that I definitely want to do. And I want a field gen. Now this is going to be pretty cool. So watch this. We sort of saw it before, but field gen right here. Just go over here. Let's see what it does to the land. Boom! Instantly just melts the entire landscape. That field gen literally just decimated that entire line. It was amazing. I mean, look at that field gen. It did such good work. Such good work. We're going to want to keep pushing over, of course. We want to get as many of these mortars down as possible. We can even start using some lures. Lures definitely would be very helpful, but at the same time, look, there's enough creep to turn this on, I believe, and then watch this. It's just going to go boom, just destroyed. And guess what? Destroyed. Oh, we're just destroying everything. Now our goal right here is to get to this super missile, which I don't think we're going to get to by pushing right now, but that's okay. That's okay. We have, again, a nice little setting, and with this new setup, let's take a look at the map system. We've taken pretty much all the red, and not all of it, though, so you can see that it's still kind of connected. So they still have some. That will just sort of bleed in. It will be taken. I'm not worried about it. But the one thing I do notice is the fact that our mesh line, not fully connected. It wasn't connected because of this, and we want to fix that, right? So let's redo our mesh. So our mesh can now come around to connect, which is great. Again, for our front line. And we can actually move it along. See, and here's the problem. See, I want to cross to there. I can't. I can't cross over. So actually to get there, I actually have to go up and around. So you can see that's kind of how we have to do we have to do sort of a snaky mesh if we want to bring it from the back to the front. Now this going up and around is perfectly fine. We're going to come down to this, connect this up, and then we're also going to destroy some of our other mesh connections over here because that's no longer needed. That's not needed to be meshed up. We just want it to be a straight line from the back to the front. And again, I don't know if that's the most effective way of doing it because there's no actual emission back here. It's sort of just pooling back here. So I don't know if it's that beneficial to have it snake up, but that's what I'm doing. Please let me know if that is inefficient because there is no actual emission in the back. You don't necessarily want them back there. That kind of makes sense to me. But just because it makes sense to me doesn't mean that's optimal. And I'm not saying I need to be 100% optimal. I'm just trying to because I know there are some frustrations that can be caused for people that enjoy optimal play and things like that. So I don't want to cause those frustrations. As you can see, I just turned the field gen just slightly and look at it just chunk away. Just nom 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 nom. Very happy with that. We're going to move up. Oh, we have a deficit. There's a problem. Boom, earn power. Yay. And yeah, we're going to keep moving. We want to have an emitter on the mesh, of course. And we'll start moving up. These no longer really need... Again, things that are too far back are not going to help your cause. Ooh. Is that mesh not connected? Now it is. And you can just see, look at this. We are just swarming the landscape, which is fantastic. We can even get some emitters in here. We can even put down some mortar lures, and lures are great. I love lures. I have truly become not a lore master, but just a lore fan. I love everything about them. The problem with the lore, though, is you have to get relatively close. And right now, with the destructible terrain, once you get that close, realistically, you're almost as good as just destroying the landscape with a field gen. If you can get so close that you can put a lure effectively, you can essentially say, I would like to destroy it with a field gen. Like right here, if we just toss a field gen in, it should... Actually, let's just do that. Let's see. Because we can toss, say, a lure right here, which will get, say, these 3, maybe? Because, again, it's all about their range and whatnot. So if we toss one, say, here and say, you go that way. Let's see how this field gen does. And we'll even give it a little bit of crimson to help. We have plenty of power, so I'm not super worried. And let's see how that goes. Again, this has been taken. Now, the problem with this being taken is it can be taken back, so I am going to mesh up the top of this just to prevent them from rebuilding, of course. No one wants them rebuilding. Them rebuilding is a bad thing. No longer need this field gen, though, so huzzah, that field gen is successful. This field gen can get on out of here. And look at that. See, just that field gen, it's not that much creep that it's pushing, but it's pushing it so intensely into this destructible terrain that it literally just blows it up, you know? So that's why I think mortar's a little ineffective here. But let's actually see if we can land any spores. I don't know. Red-on wise, they're doing plenty fine. Again, they have all of these. They have these 2 as well, but we're working towards getting these 3. Down here we have, as you can see, officially taken the prime red-on path, and you know what, just to be kind of a jerk, we can even toss down a field gen and just say, get on up there, destroy this, we'll free this, but it'll just drain out, and our excess creep will handle it. It's not like we care about this area, so just draining this out is actually going to be a benefit in the long run, and, you know, playing for the long run is not a bad thing at all. So... Again, we'll toss down a new field gen over here, and with our excess power, which I think we have 2 or 3, let's see if we can get, say, where are we? Launchers. Alright, so over here, looks like there is no... there's a super missile. So that super missile, going to be a problem. Double super missile. I forgot about the double on that side. That double, gonna be a problem. Not a fan, don't like it. So let's toss down, what, 2? Can get rid of this field gen. And let's see what we're at. We're at 3 power. Okay, we can toss down 3 more launchers. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Alright, so let's see. All of our launchers at spores, at locations. Now, they do have a, over there, a super missile. I'm very scared of this super missile. So I'm just going to do this and see. Although this land might be destroyed by the field gen that's right there. Although the field gen doesn't have enough creep to turn on yet, so let's see. I am just playing around. Again, I want to see how bad this super missile is for us. And look, we are destroying down here with that one field gen. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. This field gen has turned on, but we don't have enough creep buildup to necessarily support it at the moment, which is perfectly fine, although we did not connect this mesh up properly, and it is now connected, so that will help as well. So, let's see. The spores are coming. Alright, so we have 5 spores, right? Let's see this super missile in action. Range? I figured they would have all been destroyed by now, but there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 have been destroyed. Super missiles, you're the worst. Alright, let's change some tactics. We're going to go with skimmers, and we're just going to actually start skimming the world. Because, yeah, skimmers are fun. Skimmers do a good job. If you did not know, skimmers are fantastic. So please, please, please trust and love your skimmers. Skimmers will trust and love you. And you can see, look at this. We've freed the anti-creep, but we have so much creep over here, it's just bleeding in. Perfectly fine. We can adjust our mesh wall to move it much more forward. And look at that. Oh, skimmer's shutting down. Oh, look at the creep. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. If we can get an emitter here to turn on, oh, that's just going to essentially spell their demise. Skimmers, mwah, you've done it. And now we're surrounding this pike on 2 sides, and by surrounding it on 2 sides, it actually really messes with the mortars, because the mortars are just like, well, do we shoot this side, do we shoot this side? Whenever a mortar takes a shot, it takes a long time for that shot to get there, and we need to move where our skimmers are going now. So we're actually just going to start spreading them around, and see if we can get some up top. That'd be kind of cool. But as you can see, you know, we're just melting the lands. Melty lands, I will take it. I am thrilled by it, and we have 3 more power, so we just want some more juice in the area. And you know what the best kind of juice is? The very best kind? That's right, it's egg juice. We're going to toss down some eggs right here, because we have taken out the snipers that should be in range on both here, and we're going to make a little egg farm, you know? Who doesn't want a little itty-bitty egg farm? Oh, look at that one. That was a good hit right there. Our skimmers are going. Eggs are popping, which is fantastic. It is in the mesh, so it has the most potential to gain its power, which is even better. And, yeah, we're even going to toss down some crimson to help this out, which is great. And, again, move up our emitters. As you can see, this emitter is where I put down with a line of cannons. I mean, come on, that's fantastic right there. I mean, we literally... Ugh. These pillars do make it a little annoying unless you're in pure top-down view. I'm trying to keep from doing top-down view all the time. Personally speaking, top-down view is an ideal view to see the game, but at the same time, I think, you know, we're playing it in the 3D setting because it's a 3D game, and, you know, that's sort of part of it, right? So I'm perfectly fine with, or trying, I'm not perfectly fine, I'm actively trying to keep it as 3D as possible a lot of the time. Our skimmers are taking over the land, we're going to be taking out these snipers, fantastic, and our eggs are building up, as you can see. We have a whole slew of eggs coming around, and yeah, we're doing most lovely. And we've taken this. We've essentially turned their kill box into... We've destroyed, you know, 60% of it, 70% of it now. So we just need to take this out, and then their kill box is completely gone. But thanks to these skimmers coming around, we're also making progress against their little tower sets. which is fantastic. And actually, can we get an emitter up top? Because if we can, it's hard to see with transparency. It does look like it is going, but we can't. Unfortunate. But what we can potentially do is mesh up the world up here. Yeah, see, we can get the mesh up here, which will then connect down here, which is perfect. Okay, so now we have our mesh connection up top. This will spread. It's going to cause some major problems. We're not worrying too much about this right now, but maybe we should. Although I don't have necessarily too much creep over there. Again, this is just pushing naturally. It's a pretty beautiful thing, so let's keep the beautiful thing going. Since it's just a natural push, we'll just toss a field gen down, just say, have at it, field gen! And that will turn off the power to down here, which essentially means this part's useless, even though it exists. Oh no. Right? Who cares if it exists if we completely decimate it? And I really want an emitter up there. Yes, that will hold it. I don't necessarily care about having it up there for long term, but I just want it there short term. And it is. So we no longer need this field gen, and we are going... Actually, I could have swapped that field gen over. But because this is up here, A, we're flowing down, which is always a good thing. It's always good to flow down. Flowing down is better than flowing up. But our eggs... Oh, how are our eggs doing? We're at 26 eggs currently. Interesting. I wonder if that's enough. We're going to get to 30. We're going to get to 30 and see how this does. Now, with that in mind... with eggs, we are going to want to change this Crimsonator over. How about we change this still to a Crimsonator, but we're going to put it, say, over here. It's a bit of an odd placement, given that we're not really pushing from here yet. But we will. Oh, yes, we will. And I definitely need to reassess this back mesh. It is terrible. I completely say. I just want an emitter up front, just so even though these are shooting right there, they have something consistent to shoot after, and we're just going to push in there and sort of take out that M-Rift. Alright, we are at 33 eggs. I want one more... Actually, let's readjust our... Actually, those were in pretty decent spots. But there we go. And here we have it. It is time. Do we have any emitter to move? We have you to move. You are going to move, and you're going to be a Crimsonator up on the other side. Up over here. Probably like there. That works. Let's check out these eggs. We can pop nearby eggs or all eggs. Let's pop all of the eggs. Boom, boom, boom. And then we're going to destroy. Look at this. Let's turn this off real quick. See, we have a nice, solid, giant wave coming. Now this wave, we're going to try and use to our advantage, because that's why I had these two Crimsonators here, because this is going to double Crimsonate, and look at that timing of those lovely friend skimmers. And we're going to toss a field gen in and just say, move. With this field gen should help melt the land that much faster, and we're just going to use this to push into this corner. And as you can see, the wave is moving this way. It's getting Crimsonated right here, and we can even potentially double Crimsonate, because we put the Crimson there, and now we can say, you know what? I want the Crimson over here too. I want it on this part of the wave. So that's one thing that's nice, is if you have your Crimson close enough to the wave, you can sort of adjust and move your Crimsonation as you do it. So there we go. That was our first little egg push right there, and boy, did it work. I'm babbling. That's how much I enjoyed it. I mean, we're completely clear over here. Again, a very nice thing. We'll destroy this. We'll try and get an emitter up top. Again, up top is always the best place to be. You flow down. It helps you hold. It's beautiful. And look, I mean, oh, jeez, we're just washing over the land. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a quick little pause, and we're gonna reassess our mesh, right? That's what we want to do. As we can see, let's look at this. All of this mesh, what are you doing back here? What are you doing? Do we even care about you? Not really. We're bringing... Oh, is that mesh not connected? What? How are you not connected? Is that like just a little hump that it can't get over? Oh, maybe it's the Crimsonated land. It can't... So we actually can't mesh to back here. I didn't realize that. Interesting. But we can mesh this side. And unfortunately, this side isn't covered in creep. So, unfortunate. I'm actually going to destroy this mesh then. Sorry, mesh. We're not coming back. We're not coming all the way back. Understandable. But what we will do is we'll do a little bit. We'll do a little swath. Just going over here. And again, just pulling from this back corner all the way to the front. our front lines. That will be fine. Now, our front lines are going this way. We do come over the top, and this will allow it to come around, which is good. Again, the whole key is coming around these humps, and that will allow us to sort of make a new front line over here, like this. So we have our front line on this side, and we want to, again, address the edges. We could make them thicker. Probably would be more substantial if they were thicker, but I don't really care that much about the thickness of our meshy overlords. And we do want it to come down, so it is starting to, but we don't have enough necessarily creep built up over here to press in. I still am okay with this snaky pattern because it's, it's not bad. Yeah, so I'm pretty okay with that. And we no longer need to push there, but we do want, again, if we can, get an emitter up top just to hold this area for the time being. Perfect. So our meshiness is gonna spread yet again. We can get some new emissions because more creep, more good, of course. And yeah, I think we're going to be able to hold things. And we are breaking into this, which is honestly the best part about breaking into this is just the fact that we're going to start draining it of anti-creep. You always want to drain the anti-creep whenever you can. We have the power, we have the potential, and yes, are we going to do another egg push? I think we are, and it doesn't look like there's any snipers over here, so you know what, we're just going to do a big centralized egg gen right there. These eggs should be able to hold pretty nicely, I think. So, field gen. I'm going to put this field gen here. I'm going to remove some Crimsonation to get our power back. We actually don't need any of our current Crimsonation from Crimsonators. And now we're going to push into where our skimmers are going. Now, and of course, because of that big egg push, we need to move where our skimmers are going, right? We don't want this line to exist. I mean, look at this line. This line is definitely going to be problematic for us. It's pretty much all their cannons. I mean, they have a spattering here, but spatterings are much worse than an aggressive line. Same thing with mortars, much worse. A line of mortars will do better than just one space, 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 one space, space, space. So I'm much more terrified of this area. But thankfully, we have actually encroached enough around that we can get our meshy overlords to now surround the front, which will give us a nice beefy line, so when we do an emitter push in the future, we're going to be in a good spot. Egg-wise, we're only at 4. We have a lot of eggs left to go, so I am not going to super worry about that, but what I am going to do is Crimsonate. Crimsonate, Crimsonate. Get rid of this field gen as well. It's done its job. It did some amazing, amazing work. I also want to see, can we connect this up yet? Yeah, just almost. And look at that. Between the Crimsonation, the field gen making a nice solid pool, and the skimmers, yeah, we're feeling pretty good about that right now. Again, skimmers doing the work that we needed them to do. Far better than anticipated. Not that I was anticipating them not to do well. It's just, And let's see, can we get an emitter up? Ooh, that was an aggressive emitter that did not work. I think the field gen was pushing a solid pool in, and because I did stop that, unfortunately, we did lose some progress. So that was my fault, but I want to make some progress with this mesh. This mesh is 2. Come on, mesh. Go to like 6. Just really mesh this up. Really push forward with your creep. That's one problem that I have with a mesh, is just the fact that it pools the creep so much that if it is getting hit aggressively, it can be hard to get out, so to speak, of the mesh and leak forward. So we do have that. We can't put anything over here. Wow, that's a little annoying. But that's okay. We do have a lot of mesh here, and a lot of mesh means a lot of creep, and a lot of creep means a lot that we can field gen, which then means a lot of land destruction. That's right, a lot of land destruction. Taking them out, moving along, singing our song, and that's another nice little area for us. A nicer area is coming up even, because look at that, that's an urn port. Oh my, oh my, oh my. How are we doing egg-wise? We're at 22. 22's okay. I mean, not great. Not great if you ask me. I don't think that is good enough for my flavor of the moment. Let's move some of these over. I don't know why there's so many up top. We want to destroy those more than anything else. Oh, I moved my pusher, which definitely don't want to do. We just want an emitter over here. Can we get an emitter down there active? Thank you kindly. Thank you double kindly. That's what we want to see. Double emitters. And again, these double emitters are mostly here just for our field gen potential. Just generates enough that the field gen can look at the leak. Look at it go straight through that shield. It's going in. Oof, you're done. Actually, red-on supplies, they still, I mean, 0.5 is not that much, but it's not nothing, of course. How is this leaking in? Oh my, that is what you want to see. You want to see that go down right away. Let's swap field gen positions, of course, and really take out that. We no longer need this one because we have the other one taking command with the beauty. Yeah, just beauty. That's all I have to say. Just look at it go. Oh, down they go. There goes the shield. That will take out the super missile. And yes, feeling pretty good here. Done. And we're going to toss down some extra emitters because we can turn them on. One is very aggressive, but I think the field gen should turn that on. I'm kind of hoping. Yep, look at that. So the field gen even turned on our very aggressive one, and by turning our field gen, we're just destroying the land now. It's a beautiful thing. We're going to come at it horizontally and just sway, just boof, go over that. Our eggs are now going to be focused on destroying this area. So we have egg destruction. I think our skimmers doing great work. I'm very pleased with them, although I don't think I want them this second. I think we're going to go with some crimsonators because when these eggs pop, we're going to want a solid ring of crimson heading in all of these directions. I'd rather have crimson going than anything else, so let's do some popping. We're at 44. I wanted to get to 50, but I think things are progressing a little bit quickly. Or is it? I mean, we're at 46. I'm going to wait. 4 more eggs. 4 more eggs. We can do it. We can get there. It's coming. Hopefully this will turn on. I don't know. Might be a little aggressive. Again, this crimson definitely not needed anymore. And yeah, again, feeling pretty good with how things are happening. There we go. Okay, perfect. 50, 50, 50, 51. Pop all them eggs. Look at them go. Destroy that because we're going to be moving it. But look at this. Again, we will untransparent the Crete. It's all turning into crimson because we surrounded it. Look at this crimson wave. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. Again, with that in mind, we now no longer need all 6 of these crimsonators. And yeah, this is just going to be a pretty solid surround. The land is going to melt. The beautiful part is it was a crimson wave. Even all of these mortars, there's nothing they can do. And the best part is just the wave, even if they shrink the wave, by the time it gets to the wall, it just starts to dissolve the wall. So even if it's not as big as it once was, it just dissolves the wall. So we are completely destroying the last remnants of their defense back here, which is fantastic. And with this, we can, again, reassess. I was expecting it to get a little bit further up here, and that's something. So let's transparent the creep. Let's see if we can help this area out just a little bit. So it's been a while. I love them. I know you love them. They are the mortar lures. So if we can say activate this, because this should activate as it goes, this should get some good attention. I think the problem with the wave is it had to go up so high there, but we do have a lot of mesh that we can do. We would definitely want the mesh to go up and around here, without a doubt. And we have a new front line. Oh, we can't get to the top of that. Interesting. But as you can see, our new front line is going pretty nicely, which means we also have a back line, which we no longer care about, which is this. I don't care about that. This is a bit excessive, but it is sort of connecting mesh over here, although the mesh over here isn't needed anymore, so this can sort of flatten out. We just want it to be more of a highway than anything else. And yeah, that should be pretty good. I'm happy with that. A mission down here looking great. We're going to toss down a crimson or 2. And just some more emission, maybe a field gen, but I think just the emitters are going to be good because the cannons are not set up in a way that they're going to be a super threat. They're more of a slow down nuisance. And yeah, once we take out that factory, that's essentially the world, right? Let's toss down a field gen right up front and just push it to the side here. If we push it to the side, we're just going to take out all of these mortars. Boom. That's done. Mortars. I don't even know why I put down that lure. Well, I mean, they were shooting right there, which is nice. You know, they were attracted. Lore, you did a great job. This did not take all the way, but again, we now have a new front line creeping in. Gonna be some serious problems for them. And yes, the land. See, look at this. I mean, we could have put down some stuff, but just a mission over here with some crimson. It's just taking everything. I mean, it sucks for them. It's great for us. And into the factory we go. Once the factory is taken, that is their only factory. There will not be another factory. And that essentially means... Oh, I didn't even notice there was a red on over here. Look at that. That red on. You're doing great. You're doing great, little buddy. But at the same time, you're not super useful in the future. There we go. There it goes. Oh my. Oh my. Will we take it? Do we have the capabilities? That's a factory. Oh my, oh my. Looks like that's also all of the shields going down. If we can get this one emitter on, I just want it on. I really should just pop him down another field gen. That would be more beneficial. So like right there, field gen into these shields. They will get destroyed. The emitter is on. The creep is flowing. Yeah, we've destroyed. Again, what's interesting, I do like the fact that we've essentially taken this entire wall, but they still have a decent line of defense when you think about it. It's actually pretty good. And we can now essentially shoot for free the main base. So game is won at this point in time. Again, there is nothing that they can do to stop us from spores. And we will be using spores. And I'm going to use a stash right here. That's right. I'm doing it. I'm putting it down. It's coming. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We've officially won, so I'm just going to fool around. We're going to have some good times and just see how it goes. Again, what's nice is our mesh does come up here. I'm going to spread this down here, and I want the stash to take out one tower. And you know what, stash? When you get close, you're going to get a Crimsonator. That's right. That's right, stash. I'm going to treat you very, very well. You're going to get 3 Crimsonators. You're almost done? Watch this. Pause. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Right in front of you. Let's show me your magic. You can do it. Oh, look at it go. Look at it go. Oh, look. We took 1. Oh, I think we might take 2. Oh, look at it go. Oh, it's majestic. The majesty that is the stash. We were able to take out 2 cannons with 3 crimson to support it. But now that it's actually active, I mean, we can see it's starting to actually push into these a little pretty easily. It's working. You did great. I'm proud of you. And once you pop again, I'm destroying. Goodbye. Thank you for your service. Alright, so, Crimsonators no longer needed. Get out of here. All of them. I only had 3 down. Perfectly fine. I have a lot of emitters back here. Just loads. Let's again, as I've said, if they're not on the front line, they're not really doing you any good. I should have been, strategically moving things up, especially these. Holy moly. These should have been more on the edge, of course, but we don't care about that. We just care about launches. That's right. We can do 18 launchers, so let's start blasting the maps and just keep them coming. Anywhere there's a free spot, we want a launcher. I want it in this area because this is sort of where we took. This was our last great hurrah. And here we go. We have spores. Where do we want them? We want them at structures? Or do we... let's do locations. Let's try and see how this works. Now if we go boop, 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 and boop, 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 boop. Alright, that's enough. So they will shoot things down, of course. For now. Oh, is that all of your ammo? That's all of your ammo. Oh no. Oh no. And again, we can shoot these all at the base and win. Just so you know, that is win. But look, see, a spore lands, and it just melts the land. Oh, it's so cool. Look at it. It's just, it not only destroys it essentially instantly, but it creates that crevice that melts the land. Oh, it's such a neat concept. I really, really like melty lands and spores. I think it's super cool. As you melt more land, of course, you can see them trying to rebuild, which is fantastic. We're actually causing them to go into a bit of a deficit with all of this, which is kind of cool too. I like that fact as well. And let's move down here. As you can see, we just created these weird crevices and things. Oh, it's so neat. We can take over, of course, everything that we want. These are going to start shooting us as we go over here, but again, they only have 2 shots each, and then they're out of ammo. Oh, you're done. You're done. Oh, you're all out. That sucks. You really want to fire more, don't you? Oh, what are you doing, emitter? Or field gen. Ay, field gens. They are the bane of my existence. And again, look at that, just the entire lines falling to the power of the spores. Oh, you gotta love it, you gotta love it. And again, it's not the creep that's killing them, it's literally the dissolving lands, which is even cooler. You know, I really, really like that aspect. We're just leaving a craggy mess around, which is fantastic. We can get a bit more in the terms of power generation. Actually, there really isn't too much power left to get. We do need some more creep emission just to sort of fill the map, I will say. Our creep supply is definitely lacking. But we're having fun with spores. And isn't that more important? Isn't that more spore important? No, that doesn't work. I apologize. I apologize for my entire existence. That was very poor. But look at it, guys. Just making these holes. It just makes holes, and it just takes out everything. Like, this makes spores so much more impactful. It's cool. I love it. I'm a big fan. Big fan of the dissolving lands and spores. So feeling pretty good. The destruction is raining down, which will, again, destroy their walls. It should actually allow our creep to start building up substantially more. And let's actually take out some closer areas, right? I mean, oh, there's some power to take. So let's take some power there. Let's take out this top as well. If we can take out these 2 tops, we might get pretty close to shutting this down out of power. Although I guess they are connected via a very long and winding road. Unfortunate. It just happens to be so. Oop. There we go. And we do want more power, right? We want more power for more emitters. We actually want to, again, we want to flood the land. We want this to be a creepy haven at the end of the day. So, yeah. I want to take that for my own right. Boom, 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 boom. I'm actually surprised they aren't holding out as long. Usually mourners, while good at dealing with a single spore, multiple spores, multiple will land and then one will sort of fan out. So usually that little fan out of goo will take out mortars pretty well. But you know, they did fine. But we've taken the land, or this land, except for that one, who's putting up quite a fight. And yeah, again, feeling, oh, there we go. This one is being destroyed quite nicely. Let's move them all there. Let's toss 1 or 2. Let's get that one done, and then go for this aisle. Because we can take out this aisle as well, then I think this falls due to lack of power. Although I guess we probably should keep 1 over here so they don't rebuild. So let's do that. We're going to keep 1 over there so they don't rebuild. Same thing with this island. We're going to keep 1 over there so they don't rebuild. And that one's going to be that one. Boom. Look at them trying. They're trying to rebuild so much. It's crazy. Get rid of their pylon network as well, hopefully. And there we have it. That should be another power in the bank. Boom. Come on. You can die. There we go. There's the power. Again, we are pushing our creepy flow further into this. I want these to fall under the might of our spore friends, as well as lack of power. So I think we might need to get rid of this connection. I'm surprised this connection actually came back. It's actually pretty impressive that it came back. So if that tower goes... Oh no, they've built more over on the other side. Those jerks. Alright, how do we melt this land even more? Just want this to fall. Looks like over here is going to be a problem. Down here is going to be a problem. Over here is a problem. Mesh, please. Just get up there. Come over here. Yeah, and we'll just move the mesh to the front. There we go. We cut off their power. We did it. The success of spores and power loss. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay. So, next on the hit list. How is this progressing now that we've sort of crippled their mortar capacity? Not as well as I was expecting. I was expecting this to sort of take over, but as you can see, they've actually rebuilt some towers at the bottom. They're being right jerks about it. So what are we going to do? We're not going to destroy their base. Again, we're playing with our food at this point. But what we will do is take out their power generation over here. I want to destroy these for power. 6 power. Was that 6? That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power. 7 power. I will happily take 7 power for free. 7 power will just get us a ton of emission. Again, I just want to flood the world at this point. That's why I'm using emitters. We could super easily take this if we just, toss down some Crimsonator, toss down some Field Gens. But I want the spores to do the work here. I want the emitters essentially just to flood the world. So we want some flooding. And to get flooding, we obviously need emitters. There we go. That is 6 power. And is there one that is left? Yep, that's 7. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so they took this little path back. You're jerks. You're dead. I'll take that. And you know what? If we just do this even, that might be a little bit more efficient for us, for what we are trying to do. Let's even just focus right here. Just that whole area. Don't even care over there. You know what? They're doing a great job over there. With our 7 power that we did get, we're just going to toss down a whole slew of emitters so we can start working on this anti-creep down here. And yes, this is going... We are also cheating the system just a wee little bit. Really, that doesn't turn on. That's an impressive lack of emitter, as you can see. They are pushing us back, but watch this. This is coming in, doing huge destruction. Oh wait, your generation is now 9. Oh no. Oh no, there's nothing you can do. We have beaten them thoroughly. By cutting this off, of course, this means you can see the creep just doing its thing. As we expect, as we want, creep just moving in. Oh, they have little like remnants of power. Feels so bad for them. And that's fine. It's okay. And we can move some of these. Let's move, say, half of them. Because now, again, we want to shut off this. So if we're going to shut this off, it looks like this is actually a prime connection area. We're going to get rid of that. And we're going to need to get rid of that. We're going to work slowly. I'm in no real rush. That is a bad one. That is a bad one. That's probably pretty bad. And we just want to remove their connections. Even though they're an anti-creep, we should, with plenty of spores, be able to take it out, of course. Oh. Oh. Things are dying. Oh. They're in... Oh, their generation is back. Oh, they got a that pylon. Look at that pylon. Oh my. Didn't even realize that pylon. Oh, they did it. You know, we'll also destroy this other pylon. Oh, and those got turned off. There we go. turning off the world. The creep is flooding in, filling up all of the anti-creeper, but they are able to fight back yet again. Unfortunate, unfortunate. This will be taken, and you know what? This can be taken just by one spore. That's all I'm going to designate. I want one spore up top, and that's all I care about. Power-wise, we've cut them off again. Down to 8th generation. Very little usage, though, because they're really not actually building anything. They have nothing to build because we've destroyed everything. As fun as that is. That can stay there. One of these can move to this pylon, because you know, that pylon is not looking pretty friendly. And yeah, the creep should flow yet again. As you can see, the anti-creep, even against a fair bit of emitters, is putting up a decent fight. We can push into it, we can spore it, we can do all sorts of stuff. These will run out of power completely, of course, which is what we're looking for. And, you know, I think we can convert all of these to frontline emitters. Yeah, that was an emitter forgotten. An emitter forgotten. Oh, jeez. But here we go. All of these emitters against all of the upcoming... oh, jeez, those explosions. They're so annoying to put down. Emitters. The screen shake is very real. I mean, this should definitely hold off the anti-creep substantially better. Just a wall of emission coming at him. And I'm feeling pretty okay about that. How is it not pushed into here? Please. Please push. You can do it. There isn't that much anti-creep there, I swear. You're strong emitters. You're doing the best. We're holding everything off. There it is. We've essentially broken through. You can see the blue creep wave just closing in. Oh, it's happening. It's happening so much. Even this side finally got through as well. Could have definitely redone our mesh, but at that point I was just like, eh. So that's another thing to note. And again, we've been playing for 10 minutes just playing with our quote-unquote food. We could have destroyed their base ages ago. As you've seen, we even destroyed everything around the base. And I think now it's time for our final assault, if it will. We'll put that there so it gets some missiles. We'll get that sniper as well, just to make sure everything's coming in. This will start damaging the base. You can see, oh, the spores cometh. The spores cometh. Let's see, over here, it's official. Oh, still had a couple of shots left, but that's okay. The food has been played with. The mission has been successful. I think it was, what, like 26 minutes? Wow, this has been a long time of getting rid of this anti-creep. Yeah, I would say, I think it was around 26 minutes when we officially shut down their factory. Maybe it was 28 minutes. Let me know in the comments, you know, what it was officially. So, you know, interaction. Hey, that's what we're talking about. But let's see how we do on time. There we go. Beaten. Everything being destroyed. Although there is still some stuff. There's one thing left. So you know what we're going to do? In support, just go to structures. Do your thing. That is right. Do your thing. Scores. Oh, there they go. Oh, they're going for those that are about to be destroyed. Oh. This really doesn't matter clicking down here. It's just to sort of unclick them because they're aiming at structures. Oh, look at that. There are a couple pylons left over. This whole... Oh, there's still two. Oh, it's because of the absorber. The absorber terrain is absorbing pretty strong. You know, look at that. So that spore is there. Absorbed pretty much almost entirely right there. Pretty strong. Oh, there we go there. Anything left? There's some that want to be built. Oh, you're alive. You must fall. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there we go. One thing to note, I did not know this. So, we have turned this off, and it needs to anti-creeper to turn back on. we're deactivating totems. I did not know when a totem got struck by a spore that it deactivates it and it needs to be repowered by energy. Something to note. As you can see, we are refilling. I just want this one. I mean, we've deactivated 5, right? So let's get it. Boom. Now it needs 2 anti-creeper. Pretty cool, fun fact. So that, I believe, is everything that the humans have had. So time-wise, obviously we're not going to be doing the best. I mean, 39 minutes. Realistically, that is not what we got. 25 minutes definitely would have beaten us. 16, 25, those would have. But like these 40s and 30s would not have. So I'm feeling pretty okay with that. I would say above average. I think this down here, 29, I think we would have beaten that one. But I'm not 100% sure. Please check in the comments. Let me know. I'm feeling above average. Pretty okay. 9 minutes. Look at you. You are so cool. I would think they did some pretty good shenanigans. Again, all about the eco rating as well, which I have learned from the comments is how many trees are left on the map, which means they did not take over that much land or an area of land that had plenty of trees. They did not take over, which is very cool. Very, very neat. My goal is to always have an eco... Oh, I did an eco of 4. No! I want an eco of 0. I wanted to take... I let a couple trees survive. Worst creep ever. That's all I have to say. So, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had fun. Again, we took our time. We destroyed the human menace. Wiped them off of the planet, asteroid, floating block thing. And yeah, please leave a like, comment. Greatly appreciate it. Subscribe. You don't need to ring the bell. I mean, subscribe. You don't need notifications. It just helps me know that people are interested, keeps me going, and I greatly appreciate that as well. So thank you so much. Please check out another video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.